All right, guys, I wanted to take a few moments just to walk you through the final project and just where you're looking at and what you need to do. So we're here in our course over here, of course, right down here, there's the final project tab. If we click on it, it takes you to this information right here. You have a couple things for you depending on which one you're going to choose. These three items right here have your instructions for the Clash Royale, the side template, as well as the spreadsheet with all the information if you need it. And then these three are what you would do if you're using the student data. Okay. So unlike your weekly slideshows where I have a lot of things you need to delete, so on and so forth, the final project basically is more down to the fact that you should know what you're doing and you should be able to go from there. So, for example, Clash Royale, here's your instruction sheet. Your instruction sheet walks you through, tells you what you need to do. Here's the instructions like for part 2. There's part 3, 4, 5. All this information is given to you right here on your sheet. As you go through your instructions right here, I can tell you that there are 10 parts. Each part matches up with one of the weeks that we ended up working on throughout the semester. So there are 5 parts from before the midterm exam and 5 parts after. You still have your little delete thing in the last corner, but there's your instructions. Your slideshow looks like this. You have your slides, you go through, you have your information here. This will say part 1. It tells you what to do. And then you should be familiar with everything through here on out. Part 2. Everything was basically copied and pasted from your weekly battles. So as you go through your weekly battles, you should be able to just reflect and do the same general concept. It's just you're going to be turning around throughout the process and changing and using a different set of data. So like we come here to part 7, hypothesis testing. This looks exactly like what it was before. You're supposed to go through your hypothesis testing. Which did you use? So on and so forth. And you're putting all that information into your end. If you're choosing to work on the student data project, here's what you have right here. Your instruction sheet is right here. Tells you what to do in each of your projects. We come over here to your slideshow. This should look 100% familiar. There's part 2, part 3. These parts match up exactly what you were working on, semester. So if you know what you're doing on the weekly assignments, you can basically mirror this as like a summation of your work, including right here with the moving of the arrows, so on and so forth. So with all that being said and done, what ends up happening then is when it comes time to submit it, you're going to go to your final project submission, and this is where you're going to upload your final project to Moodle for us. I do need to let you know that we also, though, have to turn around and we have to upload this to StatCrunch. Not StatCrunch, but to TaskStream. So in our final project due area right here, in week 16, final project due, there's a final project submission, and then there's a TaskStream assignment. You need to submit to both final project submission, that's the one I grade for your course assignment, and you need to upload it to TaskStream. Please know that TaskStream is not a graded assignment for the class, but we have to do that as a course. And if you do not do that, it makes things much more challenging and difficult on my end. It's just 1 or 2 more clicks, and we have to do that just to match our work from all of our classes beyond. So when you go to submit your final project in week 16, you can go here, you can just click on final project submission, submit it there, and then take another 30 seconds or so and upload it to TaskStream. So if I go back over to final project, you can see right here, I can hit StatCrunch if I want to attack it and all that information. I also remind you, your StatCrunch videos, if you need to go back and remember, how do I do any of my stuff in terms of StatCrunch and how do I work on any of the tests that I need to do, you know, here's your stuff. All of these videos are videos that I've gotten for you that you should be able to use. So just make sure to take some time to look over these. It will help you with each individual part. So I hope that just sums up enough what you need to do for your final project. If you have any questions, go ahead and feel free to reach out and ask.